Hi everyone, this is Sanjana from Mockcat, and today I'm going to talk about 5 easy changes that you could bring about now and practice over the next 3 months to boost your CAT percentile. And the first is, instead of having a general mock strategy, make sure you have a strategy that's specific to that mock and that section. What do I mean by that? A lot of us have ideas like, I want to target a certain number of questions in a mock or in every section, or, I am stronger in verbal, so I want to maximize my score there, or I've prepared arithmetic and algebra really well, so I'm going to try out every question that comes up and so on. But the thing is, the CAT exam differs every year, and within the year also, there are going to be differences depending on the slot that you're in. You could have, verbal being easy in the morning and then being hard in the afternoon slot and so on, right? And if you have access to good quality mocks, they're going to be replicating that. So the difficulty level is going to change between mocks. Some section is going to be easy, something is going to be hard. The easier questions within a section are not going to be, from the same topics in each mock and so on. So you have to have a specific strategy. We can't be rigid. So spend 2 to 3 minutes or maybe even more if your reading speed's a little slow and find out whether that section seems easy or tough. Are there only 2 RCs which seem doable, or do majority of the RCs seem easy? When you're following the 688 in quant, are there a lot of easier questions? And now, if a section is easy, you want to target more questions. But if a section seems tougher, then you want to target fewer questions. But make sure that your accuracy is good. Make sure that you're finding the right questions. And then anyway, that for a tougher section, the marks required to hit, whatever percentiles you're aiming for are going to come down. And in the actual CAT exam, your raw score is going to be scaled up a bit. So have a strategy which is specific. And if you start practicing this now, then you're going to end up making sure that, you do this in CAT, and you will have to do this in CAT because the exam is designed to throw us off a little bit. So there will be changes. Now, the second change which you should make is always start with the easier questions, whether that's the easier RC or DILR case or the easiest quant questions. Sometimes people tend to solve questions sequentially because that's how we have done it in all exams till now. There's also a set of people where you've prepared a lot and you want to start with the tougher questions because you feel in the beginning you have a lot of focus, and that towards the end you can sort of solve the easy questions. Now, over a lot of years of coaching students, what I figured out is trying out the easiest questions first is always best. First off, you are making sure that you're solving the easy questions because you're doing it in the beginning, and it's a psychological boost, right? You're done with one RC or you're done with one DILR case maybe in 10 minutes, and then you move on and you attack the next question. The other thing which happens is sometimes we plan and we want to solve the easiest RC or DILR case towards the end, and what happens is you don't have enough time. Now just imagine your mindset as you're going into the next section, right? You are going to be dejected, you missed out on an easy one, and you might also end up wanting to solve more questions in the next section to sort of cover up, and that could potentially lead to errors. So always start with the easiest questions. Now, how would you do it? When it comes to verbal, try reading some of the non-RC, see the level of difficulty, read at least 2 paragraphs for each RC, somewhere around 100 to 150 words before you decide which RC is easy and hard or hard, and start with that. Similarly, in DILR, you could look for questions which are shorter, questions which maybe have easy numbers to calculate with, or minimal numbers if calculation is not your strong suit. Or it could even be as you're reading with practice, you'll figure out which questions are more doable. You could read the questions also and figure out, and start with the easier cases always. And in quant, make sure to use the 688 strategy. I'll link it up here for you, and go for the easiest questions first. Now, the third thing that you have to do is make sure that you've signed up at mockcat.com, because you're going to get some free lessons, a couple of free mocks, free daily quizzes, but a lot more unique features which are there. So the quant speed concepts, right? That's the first of its kind to ensure that your concept knowledge in quant is really good, and that's translating into mocks. Or on the verbal front, the author's POV, which is again something unique where we have an article which is a CAT style, CAT genre, similar websites, and we also have the author's POV, which is what is really helpful to solve inferential questions. Now, the fourth change that you should make is, instead of using a regular notebook for mocks and for practice, definitely for mocks and sectionals, switch to a CAT style notepad. So that would be something like this, right? It's half the size of an A4 sheet. Now you might think this is such a small thing. Is it really going to make a difference? But yes, it does. Try solving a DILR case with this sort of notepad, and you will see that there's a difference. If I have an A4 sheet, I can make 2-3 tables. If I make a mistake, I can cross it out. But in this notepad, you will see a difference. So if you start prepping now, it's just a small thing which will get you more comfortable in the CAT exam, and it also psychologically gets you into the CAT mindset. You've really started preparing for the CAT exam. It's for the same reason that once you get your CAT admit card, we recommend that you take the mocks at the same time as your CAT exam. So if your exam is starting at 8:30 in the morning, you should, over the last month or so, look to take mocks around that time. So again, small little things which make a lot of difference. Now, the last change is going to be something which is going to cost a bit, but it is something which will really help you. So instead of taking only the CAT exam and prepping for that, make sure that you're signing up for OMETS as well. So that could be other tests like SAT, SNAP, NMAT, or maybe even the MBA entrance test in your state. Now, what these do is they maximize the chances of you getting into a top B school, because the exams which I mentioned, SAT, SNAP, NMAT, they can all get you into top 20, top 25 B schools. The second thing which it does is, because you're taking more exams, you're getting shortlisted for more institutes, and then the interviews go better and you're more confident. But I think the biggest game changer is actually in the CAT exam, because if you have signed up for more exams, during your CAT exam, you're going to be less stressed. If you signed up only for the CAT exam, you know that your months of preparation are culminating in this one day, right? And if something goes wrong, you're going to be stressed out. What if something goes wrong, right? For majority of people, that's the case. But if you have signed up for other exams, maybe you've even taken NMAT and you know that your score is good, or at least you have registered for these exams, then you know that, okay, if it goes badly, yeah, it's a bad thing, but there are other chances. You have signed up for other exams, and all you need to do is to crack one exam. So that's something which I would definitely recommend. Now, if you want to know more about these exams, I linked a video which I had shot recently. I'll put it in the description and the first pinned comment, and you can get to know more about these exams, what's the syllabus, dates, what should your test strategy be, and how you should prepare. That's it for me today. But stay tuned, because we are going to bring about a lot more tips, past questions, and answer your questions. If you have any questions, put it in the chat and we'll answer it as soon as possible. And if you want to prep with 99.9 plus percentilers, you want one-on-one guidance and mentorship, then what are you waiting for? Sign up at mockcat.com and call this number to get your one-on-one session right away.